Boom. Welcome, guys. Welcome to this episode of the podcast. If the audio for this intro is not up to par, it's because I'm doing laundry in a laundromat right now. But it's just me here, and the kid's busy. He's got things to do. He's got to get things done. So this intro to the podcast comes to you live from the laundromat. I'm sitting here in my sandals looking sexy as hell and very tired. But this episode of the podcast is great. It's brought to you by none other than Vertica Outerwear, Corbett Ski and Snow, and the ASC, Action Sports Community. Of course, myself, because I'm a huge sponsor of the podcast, and by that I mean I put a lot of time and dedication into it. I love this podcast. I love talking to you guys. Me and Patty are going to take this bad boy to the top eventually, and just #1 action sports podcast in the world, coming to you live. This week we talked about just a little bit what's going on in the ski industry, ski scene, Audi Nines. We talked about X Games Real MTB, Real Downhill Mountain Bike, and me and Patty caught up and a bunch of other sick stuff. You guys are going to love this episode of the podcast. If you guys wanted to be entered in a giveaway I'm doing at the end of, not this month, next month, all the episodes of the podcast up to here, count towards it. Huge giveaway. Stay tuned, but all you have to do to enter is leave a comment down below and give it a 5-star. Give it a rating. You don't have to give it a 5-star rating. 5 stars are obviously appreciated, but leave a funny comment down below. Something you liked about the show, something you didn't like about the show, your favorite type of meat, what gender you are, whatever you want. And yeah, I'm gonna pick a comment and a rating, and I will pick a winner at the end of the next month, and you guys will win. So first of all, not only do you guys get something badass, it helps the podcast get shown to other people, and helps us expand and grow our audience to more eardrums, more earballs, more hairnets. I don't know, something like that. I'm tired. But yeah, enjoy this episode of the podcast. It's brought to you with love. I'll see you guys at the end. Deuces. That was a nice fist, Bruce. Welcome, creatures of all shapes and sizes, to Banged Up with Bruce Oldham, aka The Kid. This is an action sports podcast, the likes of which the world may never have seen before and may never see again. I hope you guys enjoy. Camera's on, audio's on, Hayden, and screen recording is starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, now it's starting. 3, 2, 1. Now it started. Okay, there you go, buddy. I'm gonna call Pat right now, pressing the FaceTime button. Okay. There we go. Patrick.
Bruce, hello.
What's up, sexy? One sec, I gotta relocate your face up sideways.
I can do this. Wait, I can do this. Haha.
Okay, you can do it. It's so trippy because I got the podcast mic and I got the headphones in to hear the audio, so it's coming through both the phone and the audio. But I have this. Dude, check out this setup now. I'm sitting on the bed. I had to relocate for the podcast here today. Bring that camera down a bit so I can see your sexy face. I can only see like the top half. Nope, that is your nips. Yes. Might have been quite hard. Look at these hats, man. We're matching ASC hats today. Taking the ASC to the top. What a good business company we've created. That haircut is disgusting.
Almost as bad as yours.
Dude, mine is it's getting bad. I look like a little...
Yeah, you need to get it cut.
I look like an angry
military
weasel.
spec.
Yeah, but you look like a dumb military spec. You look like you're like...
I've been wobbling this puzzle.
Oh my god, you got a huge puzzle going there.
Yeah, I started yesterday, but I got bored because now it's just colors and there's no real distinguishing features. So
you can't figure it out?
No, it's just not as interesting.
You definitely lost some IQ points with that haircut too, so that does not help your case with building that puzzle.
To build models.
Is this what you've been doing with your spare time? I'm trying to get you to help. Oh, man.
I got my driver's license. I have a BC driver's license now.
Oh, you finally your BC driver's license. Big boy.
Yeah, I'm waiting on this back pay because I got no money because I've been paying for everything under the sun at this point.
Yeah, I feel that.
I just had to spend $200 on my air brake course. Yep,
because you're gonna become a tractor trailer driver.
Just booked my written tests for my what's it called? Class 1 and air brake.
Oh yeah, that's sweet. I haven't bought a park pass once since I've been in Banff, and I've been here for almost 3 months now, or 3 weeks now, and I have not got a ticket. Although I have, every time I see a park ranger, I like slide a piece of paper up on my dashboard so they think I have one, and just keep driving like nothing happened. But yeah, no.
Yeah, you should just kept the one you had, and then just popped it up, and then took it down.
It's in my car still. I got the tape, but it's like 3 weeks old now.
Tape it upside down. Or backwards.
Dude, it's crazy out here, man. It's kind of fun. But yeah, sorry for the audio. I mean, the audio is probably pretty good, but sorry for the visual, guys. It's literally me sitting on this bed here. So, nothing special today, but, you know, we're doing a
I can go to my car. You want to go get the car? And I can sit in my car.
Next time we'll do a Top Gear edition of the podcast. We'll both sit in our beat up cars and spew nonsense. But yeah, no, because there's like probably like 6 of us in this house now, and 2 people just arrived, and there's only like pretty much 1 bedroom in the basement, so, or like in the bottom floor, so like we're all kind of here. So I'm trying to find, this is the quiet place, is this room right here, but I think 3 people are living in here.
Who came to join you now?
Pardon?
Who came to join you now?
2 snowboarders from Quebec, Jake and
nice.
Amode. Yes. So we have me and Gigi as 2 snow skiers, and then there's 4 other snowboarders right now, and then Gigi's mom. So there's there's 7 of us in this house, and it's
nice.
There's only 2 beds. So, and then there's a 3rd couch, pull-out couch. So we're just kind of cuddling at night, which is perfect for me. And yeah. So, anyways, welcome back to the podcast, guys. It's super stoked to have you here. We have Big Patty and his absolute unit on course today. He has a hideous haircut, but it's okay because I'm here to match. I kind of got like the opposite fade as him. The long rat tails going at the back. But, ooh, yeah, that feels good in the mic through the headphones. But yeah, no, we're back. We're back with the podcast, and like I said, we're gonna try to put out one every. We are gonna put out one every Tuesday, whether it be me having guests on the podcast or me and Pat talking about the industry, what's going on, and just sharing stories and hanging out with you guys. So stay tuned for those. This episode, we actually have very little plans. We're coming here to just spew nonsense, get a podcast out for Tuesday, and have fun and hang out. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Recently, me and Pat, well, I drove out here to, I guess the podcast doesn't know this, I drove all the way from Ontario with Pat to Whistler to come out and go skiing at Whistler for the rest of the spring season, right? And 3 hours from like Vancouver.
Whistler.
Yeah, 3 hours from Whistler, Vancouver. I found out, they decided to announce that they're closing the hill for the rest of the season, so I kind of got hooped and I ended up living with Pat and his girlfriend for a little bit in that exact. I have good
news though.
What's that?
Bike park opens May 21st.
Where?
Whistler Bike Park opens May 21st. I say you just cut your losses and buy a bike. You're already out here.
It's pretty ridiculous that they have the bike park open, but not Momentum. But Momentum can't really open because a lot of their people are from out of Canada. But yeah, anyways, so I was living on that exact.
21st, there you go.
2021st, baby. But anyways, I was living on that exact couch Pat was living on for like 2 weeks, training MMA like 8-9 days, like 2 to 3 times a day, and skiing a bit. And it was pretty ruthless, but we had a lot of fun. Pat's girlfriend got ran off a go-karting track by an Indian dude and almost broke her arm. Had to take her to the hospital. That was great. We drove out from, driving across the country with this kid. There's going to be a vlog out on it, but we got up to some reckless stuff. I don't know how much you want to share on the podcast.
We followed the speed limits and all other road rules the entire way.
Yeah, we definitely followed this.
We did stop and skateboard Saskatchewan on Highway 1 because there was not a lot going on.
No, we did skateboard on Highway 1. Pat got out on the side of the highway and ate some grass, pretended to be a cow for a while. His girlfriend cut her foot trying to take a pee and then wrapped her foot in a condom and then walked around the gas station with that on at one point.
Well, got to parallel.
Yeah, well, it's one of the numbing condoms, so you gotta keep it sterile and then make sure the dirt doesn't get out. So you just put your foot in there and it's perfect, good to go. There's tons of other stories. I'm sure they'll come out down the line.
All in one.
Yeah, exactly. We got lots more to share. I'm sure it'll come out down the line. But yeah, tons of fun. And then I came out here to Calgary to go train Calgary for like a week with my coach. On the way down to Calgary, it's like a 10-hour drive from Vancouver to Calgary. I was bombing down the road. Might have been on my phone. Might have been just indulging in some Snapchats and answering some thoughties. Doing what I do best. And I smoked one of those like big tires that, like, what is it called when the rubber peels off the transport truck tires?
I feel like they're called like alligators or something, but it's just a blowout. Like,
yeah.
You got like
anyways,
it's a road gator. I'm gonna call them road gators from now on.
I smoked this big dirty road gator going like 140. I was going 140 and I was like looked up from my phone. Guys, don't take this. Like, don't do this. Don't be on your phone driving 140 down the highway. Anyways, looked up from my phone and I had like, it was either one of those ones where I hit a hard swerve and missed the road gator entirely, but I was going pretty fast, and that would have been a questionable swerve whether I pulled back out of it or not. So I decided to pin the road gator right down the middle. So the Honda Civic has a couple nice cracks in the front fender. It's actually pretty bad, but still runs. I'm very surprised. Anyways, yeah, moved out here. Been skiing Calgary and Sunshine for a while. Calgary closed, so now I'm just skiing Sunshine. I'm waiting for the rest of the season. Me, Pat, and his girlfriend, and a couple other ladies that I haven't met yet. Oh, chin touch. We have we're
West
fully
Coast Trail's coming up.
Yeah, we're fully booked in for the West Coast Trail. I've never been. I'm really stoked. It's gonna be a good time. I'm actually absolutely rammed. But yeah, basically they'll catch up to date on what we've been up to. But recently, not a whole lot's been going on in the skiing industry. I mean, Audi Nines. Did you see Audi Nines?
I saw one video of him.
Did you see
doing a nose butter?
So you didn't?
Been on Instagram.
You didn't watch? You didn't watch the YouTube, like the YouTube ski mixtape at Audi Nines? Oh, so we can't.
No, I've been in school, unfortunately.
Yeah, Pat's got what did you get in your firefighting?
I got my emergency medical responder.
No,
my basic paramedic.
But you got the highest mark in the course somehow.
I'm actually really not that dumb with medical stuff, as it turns out. Not a genius, but I understand it apparently.
Oh my god, it's so funny. Like when he took his girlfriend to the hospital after the Indian dude rode her off the track. Me and Pat are very competitive go-kart drivers, so we were trying to beat each other, and we are just hitting gnarly turns. But the problem is, like, one person won.
Go-karts are not evenly matched.
No, the go-karts aren't evenly matched. So the first lap, I had a really good go-kart, and Pat had not a good go-kart, so I absolutely shit-wrecked him. Second time, it was like the exact opposite. So we never really got a good test of who was the best go-kart driver, but we all know it was me. Yeah. I was a little bit behind. And anyways, yeah, some Indian dude ran his girlfriend off the road, and once she like hurt her arm, and I had to take her to the hospital, and Pat's like naming off all these like medical things he learned the other day because he knows them all now, and he's got to flex it on the people at the hospital. But yeah, no. So Audi Nights this year was it was interesting. I watched it. I did a review on it, recap on it for YouTube. But basically, Audi Nights, the setup was really, really sick. Did you see any pictures of the setup?
No, literally, I'm not a good guest for this because I am underprepared for this whole conversation. The only thing I've seen in the action sports community lately is the X Games like Real Mountain Biking, and that's about it.
We'll get to
I haven't had Instagram for a while.
Yeah, we'll get back to that in a sec. Yeah, you deleted Instagram again. Why'd you do that? Just to get...
I just deleted the app for a while. I just,
break, yeah. Yeah, no, I totally get it. I honestly did. I'd get off social media as much as I could, if I could, but it's kind of become like almost a full-time job for me, so I leave it as is. Yeah, exactly. And but yeah, no, Audi Nights this year, the setup was really sick. They had a bunch of like cutouts in the landing. There was like 3 to 4 foot like gaps that went all the way down to the bottom of the landing. But the jumps weren't very big, so there wasn't very many gnarly tricks. Like the biggest jump trick I saw was a dub 14 tail or like a really quick trip backy. So it was interesting. No, like you weren't seeing any quads or anything like insane like that by any means. And then yeah, so you want to talk about the downhill mountain biking because you watched that. I recently watched that. I just watched that one dude who told me to watch his segment like literally right before this.
It's ridiculous.
Dude, it was absolutely insane. He's just some random dude from Norway. What's his name again?
I have no idea.
I have it. Barrage, Brage, Vest. I can't even pronounce it.
He's like injured at the end of this video. He's like just hawking his meat off of. I don't know what it's like in Norway for mountain biking, but I swear to God, it looks like this guy he must have built everything. And he was not as concerned with outruns, so like he would just launch some stuff. I think his closer, I don't know how big that drop was, but he just rode into a pond and ate shit.
Dude, just a little pond. And like I actually did watch it because you're like, did you watch that? I'm like, no, I don't remember that. And I watched it again. I'm like, oh, I have watched this. But like I wasn't really paying attention, so I didn't realize how gnarly it was. Dude, some of the stuff, like, and it's such a Norway theme, I think. Like in Norway, it's just like I think everything's just gnarlier down there.
Yeah.
I think they just genuinely, it's like what the Tamaj and Tamaj factor. Like they're from Slovenia. I think people just don't care about their health as much. They're just like, let's do it. I think this is a good idea.
My dome scheme.
This is a great idea. Yeah, but dude,
I've been talking to Tamaj. I'm trying to get him to come this way, and then me and him are gonna go bike at Whistler.
Does he have a bike? Yeah, he has a bike.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I need to get a bike. That's on my list of things to do. Oh, it would be so much fun to get a bike.
There's this wicked indoor bike park,
like a joyride park.
10 minutes from here. It's called Air Rack. Look it up sometime.
I will.
They've got huge dirt jumps and a huge indoor skate park.
And dude, like once you start downhill mountain biking, you see like all these videos that they do, and you realize how gnarly it actually is.
Yeah.
Like you watch it. You watch like downhill mountain biking, you're like, that's pretty sick. But then you start downhill mountain biking by yourself, and you actually realize how gnarly the shit they're doing is. You're like, oh, okay, this is not something normal people do. Like,
no, it's different if you're somewhere like Whistler. Like, A-Line is a big. Like,
even that's terrifying. Like, even hitting like a big dirt jump is scary.
But compare that to like what those guys were doing on like real mountain biking. Like, it's a pretty well packed out, wide, smooth run. There's big jumps, but like you're not on a mountain in Utah doing like a cork 7 no hander off a cliff, or just bombing it off some enormous drop into a pond because you didn't have enough room for the run out.
Yeah, dude, Brandon Seminock's part was pretty sick in that too.
I don't think anyone will ever beat Brandon Seminock. He is unbelievable. Like, there's people out there, but like in my mind, because of the time that I grew up, like from like 2008 onwards, like watching Life Behind Bars and everything, like, dude, that was.
We lived on that shit.
In my mind, he is the pinnacle of mountain biking, and I don't think just because of that time frame that'll change.
And like at one point, I was like super into that too. I was watching like all the dirt biking events, like Red Bull Signature Series and shit like that.
Yeah.
And like all those, and they were super dope. But dude, I just it's hard to beat Brandon Seminock in those events. I don't know who.
It's just his all around bike control. Like, he can do anything on a mountain bike.
And he has a lot. He's brought a lot of BMX tricks into it, as well.
Yeah.
Do you know who won?
Who won? Yeah, Brandon Seminock won, and then that Norwegian guy got second.
Okay. Danny McCaskill had a part in it too. It was good, but it wasn't like, Danny McCaskill. You've watched Danny McCaskill's parts, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, he used to put up some wild stuff. Yeah, still does, but it's not quite the same. It's more trials riding. Yeah, it was more trials riding, and his format is made like his biking is like not made for like a minute and a half, like 2 minute, like fast paced, heavy segment where it really impresses you. It's like what he did the old school Danny McCaskill edits with Red Bull, where it's like 10 minutes, super cinematic, and just like shit you look at like, oh my god, like this is like just so technical, and just like, and it just like it flows well, it's edited well, it just really like, it's like storytelling almost. This is more just like a minute and a half banger part, and his riding isn't really designed for that doesn't flow well that in my opinion. But it was super sick. Really impressive, but it's just not, like you said, quite the same.
Yeah, exactly. Shit, what was I gonna say? Oh, dude, so you know how I posted these? I posted the thing. I guess you didn't have Instagram at the time, but I collected like. Asked my subscribers or the people on Instagram that follow me and stuff to send me clips of their worst fails.
Yeah, I think I didn't delete Instagram, so every now and then, like if I had time, I would just go on my computer. I just wasn't spending as much time on it. And I think I saw some ones. I think you had like a few on your story. Like a guy did like a trip flat to like
his neck.
There's another one I saw, but I can't remember what it was.
Anyway, so I've been going through. It's taking me almost a week to go through all the clips because there's been over like 300 people sent like in clips. So I have so many clips, and like after skiing, I get home and I'm trying to like save them and add their names to like the folder to like get it all organized and stuff, so I can like put it in. Like it's gonna be like 45 minutes to put every clip in. Hey, what's up, dude? You can come in.
I just want to grab.
Are you making a video, like an edit?
Yeah. You grab whatever, dude.
Just gotta grab tab.
You're gonna make like a crash edit, essentially.
Basically, like, have you seen what Skier Dan makes, right? With his like his
you can make Skier Dan on steroids.
Like a ski compilation. Yeah, but like of my own subscribers, and then I might react a little bit to it and just like say like, holy fuck, that's insane. But no, but it's so much fun, dude, because I come home from the ski hill and I go sit down and start going through these clips, and they're like I think we take some gnarly falls, but like some of the shit these kids send me, man, I'm looking at it and I'm like, you shouldn't be alive right now. Like, the backs to their neck, like, just things like where nothing went right whatsoever. One dude grinded an entire, like, 8 kink on his back and broke his spine in, like, 3 places. I was like that was a really gnarly one. there was a couple.
Just make sure you make a good edit for it and make some like Snapchat banger style music. Use Pirates of the Caribbean theme songs.
Dun, 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 dun. Dude, they deserve it honestly because holy shit, it was ruthless, man. Like
that's wild.
Watching it like and like every day I come home and there's still like manages to be like so much more of them. It's hectic.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So I'm excited to put that out and put that together. But yeah, no, other than that I've been skiing COP, dude. Oh, so at COP they have the shark fins, right?
Yep.
And I did both weight dub 10s on the shark fins with grabs.
Yep,
just gonna quick flex. Yeah. So people in the podcast know that I have a huge unit. Anyways, was ripping that and the when it started to melt, the QP on the right side wasn't as vert, right? So
yeah.
It didn't put you as vert, and like you land pretty close to the edge of the landing, and there's a bunch of trees and shit right by the edge of the landing. So you land pretty close, and I was like, all right, I'm done with this. Like I've done mine for the day, like last couple days. I don't need to do it anymore. Big Noah, you know Noah, obviously. Big No Bird comes in, swings his meat hammer into a left dub 10, just like boosted, perfect left dub 10 mute, misses the land. Did you see this video on Instagram? Oh my god, I gotta show it to you. Can I show it to you right now? Go search up. Yeah. Go search it up right now. Lands right in the bushes and just blows up. Skis everywhere, like 20 feet in the air. Like misses the entire landing because he just went too far right. Yeah, aim for the bushes. It goes aim for the bushes. It's got the.
Oh.
Dude, he just misses the landing. Like just lands the last side, body slams, and blows up. Skis are in the trees and everything. Oh, it's so good.
Oh god, that's funny.
Yeah, I'll get Hayden, the podcast editor, to throw that video in, but oh my god, it's funny, man. Dude, yeah, but like things are starting to come together, man, in terms of like I mean this podcast, like we're gonna start putting out more episodes and stuff. I got Hayden who's editing it. If you guys don't know who Hayden is, you guys should give him a follow. I'll link him on Instagram and stuff. But he's editing the podcast. I got a guy that's doing all the designs for the ASC stuff now. I'm bringing on riders for the ASC stuff now. I got a guy doing a different guy doing all the socials, and everything's coming together with that. I have people editing some of the videos and stuff on YouTube for me, so I don't have to do all that. And yeah, everything's starting to like build up, and it's starting to get bigger. So my spear is hard. However, I did not. I guess we can. By the time this podcast is out, yeah, they didn't bring anybody up on the Canadian national team this year again, which is kind of a dagger, but that's just the way it is. With it being an Olympic year, definitely thought I had put in the work and to be there, but like I understand how it is. So, what's another year of training and stuff? So yeah, we'll see. But man, it's hard to like not switch over to something like MMA. I fiend that, man. I fiend that.
Yeah, I know, because if you're not doing anything, it's really hard to just sit here. Like I've been time off, so I'm like getting into biking while I'm in time off in between all my courses and stuff.
And it's really hard to like even for like this year, like it like I like skiing. I like skiing a lot, and like I like progressing, and I learned a lot of new tricks this year. But without competitions, like I like to compete. Like I'm a competitor, and without competitions, I get like not bored, but like I like to compete, and then. It's just been like 2 years of like you put all this work in and you don't progress or you don't move up at all, right? And it's like it's hard to stay motivated when you're putting so much work in and you're not moving up at times. But I mean that's
a weird time for that right now. Yeah,
it's a weird time with it, and with oh shit, I just kicked the mic so your urethra in. Okay, well it's all fixed, but yeah, it's a weird time for it and everything. But it is what it is, and keep on plugging. I mean, like in the worst case, competitions aren't the end of the world. Like we still got all this stuff going on, which is super exciting, and lots of big stuff coming with that. But yeah, man, I'm fiending to compete, and we were talking about competitions with the ASC, like putting on rail jams at Louis and stuff this year. And then the two athletes I have are from Grouse, your area, right? So they're talking about they wanted to put on. They're from Van. They wanted to put on. Some rail jams at Vancouver next year and Grouse and stuff like that, so that'd be super sick. And yeah, we got lots of cool stuff with that going on. So
yeah, it'd be a really good area out here with everything going on for sure. Like I mean,
in
terms of like, if you really want to hit growth areas in freestyle skiing in Canada, you really got
Ontario, Quebec, and here.
But Ontario, really, you just have Louis.
Yeah, but Louis.
Like you're very limited to one area. Like here. You could do something at Grouse, Seymour, Cypress, and Whistler.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like you kind of covering a much larger audience. Quebec, I mean, you got Le Relais, you got Stoneham.
And Maximize
you could hit up
is
those
big
two,
now.
and that would be a pretty big one. Maximize, yeah.
Tremblay's kind of dead now as a hotspot for skiing.
Lost its freestyle, yeah.
But well, the other thing I was thinking, once you get better at downhill mountain biking, because you're almost a pro now at this point, with your 1 week in, you could start putting in mountain biking events down there too.
I hit all the jumps on the double black at the local hill.
Nice. Is it it's not a lift hill though. You have to bike up.
Oh God, no.
Yeah.
It's a 1 kilometer hill with like 100 and something meter vert, and it is obnoxious. Like, I have a downhill bike. It is not designed to go uphill at all. It's like a 2012 Giant Glory. A pretty good bike. I really like it, but it is not meant for climbing at all.
No. So then you got to climb up on that thing, and that takes some time.
Oh yeah. Like I can. It's steep at some parts. And like I can book, it's 101 meter climb and 974 meters, and it's just a hill. You can see the top, and it kind of goes steep and then flat, steep. Usually I can bike the steep and the flat bit, but then it gets too steep, and I just because I don't have a low enough gear, I have too much torque, and my wheel starts just spinning on the gravel. So then I have to push it, and it's
That's aggressive. Have you brought Kat with you?
Not to that one, but other places. There's also like a few like little local dirt jump areas around, but
nice.
I've been doing that a little bit, but yeah.
I went on a run the other day, like running through Banff, I was kind of like running through the forest and like trails, and I found like an airport, and I was kind of bushwhacking it for a while, and dude, I almost got mauled by a caribou, or an elk, sorry.
An elk.
Dude, I was running, and there's like 3 white-tailed deer, 4 white-tailed deer. I was like, that's pretty sick. And I kept running, and then there's this elk, and it was like from me, like it was like 4 feet away from me, and I was like, hey, like I was just like looking at it, and it was looking at me, and I like waved at it, and then it went like leaned in closer, and then I like leaned in closer, and then it went like and like moved, like ran at me like a little bit, and I was like, oh, fucking ran off. Just let it be. But it definitely scared the shit out of me. I was like, man, like I know this thing isn't a bear or anything, but I can't fight this off, I don't think. You
gotta hide behind a tree when that happens.
It was a unit, man. It wasn't a little one. It was a big one. And I was running by myself, and I was like, maybe I should carry bear spray or something. Like I know bear. Like obviously you've hunted, I've hunted like a lot, and we've hunted bears and stuff. But like but like I'm like bears are more scared of me than I am of them. But like worse, like dude, if it decides that like for some odd reason it wants to fuck me up, I'm not gonna be able to do anything. So I might start carrying bear spray now.
The bear has you at that point, and you're done, so...
Yeah, like, I think it would just destroy me. I also busted up Sorry, go ahead.
I went for a run the other day, too, like, behind my place. Like, it's called Mike Lake, just kind of in the bush behind my place. And I was running by myself, and I was like, yeah, like, I have music, and I was like, I kind of want to, like, have one out in case... Because there's resident bear. I haven't met him yet, but there's a resident bear. There's also cougars in the area.
Yeah, it's scary. Well, I was like, not scary, but like, you know what I mean. I was running, and I was like running, and I had my headphones in full blast, and I hadn't looked behind I was like running through the forest, and I hadn't looked behind me in like probably 10 minutes. I was like, oh shit, maybe I should see if there's something behind me. And at one point, I carried a nice hand-sized rock just in case I saw something for like 5 kilometers. I was like, this'll do something. I'll throw it in the air, and I'll get scared. But
you need to have your armor at all times, your rock in case of emergency.
Yeah, my big rock, my rock. Yeah, it's weird, dude. Like I go to ski hills now. Like I've been skiing in Banff and obviously Calgary and stuff. But like I ski there, and like I have like pretty much every ski hill I've gone to this year, I've had like at least 4 or 5 people minimum come up and say hi to me and like, hey, are you Bruce? I'm like, yeah. And it's weird because it's like I'm not like they're like, oh my god, like that's super sick to see you, and I'm like, that's like but like it's just weird having people recognize you out in the open. But
yeah, for sure, that makes sense.
Yeah, and like people are like, oh my god, like you're like I really look up to you. I'm like, dude, I'm just some random idiot that's on the internet talking about shit with this other idiot.
It's cool though that people are actually. You know,
dude, I've had multiple moms come up to me and say, I love your podcast, and dads, or my kid loves your podcast and stuff. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. But here we are. Yeah. Anyways, what's been your go-to choice of food lately, big boy? What have you been munching on? Yeah, munching on. What's your snack choice?
Well, Kat makes a lot of food, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Cat makes the food for you?
I have my eggs and bacon and banana and coffee every morning.
Nice. My coffee shakes have gotten increasingly worse.
I have a bagel or something, and then, I don't know, it's weird. I usually eat more, but I try to get to the gym if I can, but because of the gym I go to, I think they closed a couple other locations, so it's ridiculous. I have to book like 5-6 days in advance, and I can only go for an hour. And if I don't show, it's a $10 fee, and I have to cancel within 2 hours. So it is really hard to plan kind of around
to get to the gym.
Yeah, so like if I can't go, I usually go out biking or something. So it just kind of depends what time I go to bed if I sleep in. But you know, it's kind of this weird in between phase right now where I'm just getting my like license transferred, insurance, all that nightmare, and then also trying to do courses for pursuing my career. So it's, you know, a little bit loaded. But if I don't go to the gym, I go biking. Like I'm like 15 minutes from like 2 or 3 different hills. One called Woodlot, Thornhill. There's also the AirX Center. I am too nervous to go there still.
Is it
I also
big,
don't have the right bike for it, so.
Yeah. No, that's sick, dude. I'm like, honestly, I haven't done much other than skiing, but I've been running a bit. And all the snowboard boys that are at the house now, since I've been like, well, I started talking about fighting. They're like, oh yeah, let's like blah 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 fighting, and then I taught them a couple things, and they're all fired up on fighting now. So
is that the video of you fighting in a field? Is that what that was?
No, that's in the barbecue pit right outside the hotel.
Oh god.
Yeah, dude, some like 50-year-old Chinese guys, cooking on the barbecue, and there's like 3 of us just like, because I got 2 pairs of boxing gloves, right, for training. So I taught them a couple things, and we just started trying to fight in the barbecue pit. It was pretty fun. But yeah,
pretty wicked. Yeah,
it's been keeping me busy. I think I'm gonna get snowboard to go launch on snowboard in Banff for a day, see what I'm capable of. But we'll have to. I think I've definitely lost my touch on a snowboard.
I don't know when the last time I was snowboarding was, but I remember like I snowboarded way before I skied, and then I switched over.
Yeah.
And I felt weirdly comfortable on a snowboard. Like when I hadn't snowboarded in like 3 years, and I threw on a snowboard, and I was like chilling on rails. Like I don't know what I mean. I wakeboarded and stuff growing up. It's not like I didn't have put a lot of time, but whenever I skied, it's such similar motion, especially with snowboarding. Like it's.
And I think you have that built-in air awareness, and you're used to hitting jumps now that it's not as big of a deal, right? Like when you go...
Yeah, and rails, and like, it's so similar to edge control and stuff, like, you know.
Yeah, it's different, but it's very similar. I threw on the rollerblades for the first time since last summer in the skate park here in Banff, and it's a pretty big skate park. And let's just safe to say I absolutely sucked balls. And I got a little better. I got used to them again, but I found out there's such thing as plastic wheels and slider wheels. So the slider wheels are meant to slide on rails. So you know how when I try to grind rails, if I don't land perfectly in that like 1-inch area that's like circled, I catch and die.
Yeah, because you don't
because I have plastic wheels, which are pretty much made for vert, I think, only. So I have to invest in sliding wheels so I don't die, because I hit a rail and like almost like took it right up the ass. I like one wheel locked in.
Transition to vert. I want to see some Dub 12s in the vert pipe.
Dude,
that would be wild. Why don't you just start training rollerblading exclusively and bring like Dub 16s to the vert pipe on blades?
To the what's it called? Not the vert pipe. It's called
It's just vert.
Yeah, just vert. Yeah.
Pipe. It's just vert. Yeah.
Yeah. I have a hard time getting enough speed to like do. I was trying to do a Misty out of the bowl and I couldn't get enough speed to do it. I was going like a foot off the ground trying to like yeet myself.
Why don't you just hit a mega ramp?
And there's no mega ramp in Banff in the skate park.
No, you gotta go somewhere else. Just give up on skiing and go find mega ramps for rollerblades.
I need to find a new sport.
Used to do Dub Misty 10s on them. I don't know why you don't just whop it up 12.
Well, that's when I got into rollerblading, because I was at Woodward for the contest, right, for last year, and I put on rollerblades, and they had a foam pit there, like a big jump into a foam pit, and I was hitting on rollerblades, and I was doing like triples and like Dub 16s and stuff, and like I'm like, yo, I could take all this to an actual ramp within Resi, no problem. So I was like, dude, maybe I should try to get into a Nitro Circus for rollerblading off the mega ramp. However, it would be terrifying to drop in on that. Dude, imagine if you slipped out or you like, because you don't have a big base, right? Like you have to, like when you ride and hit the ramp, you have to stand very staggered, like even when you're going forward, so you don't slip out.
I know.
But like, dude, like going into the ramp that big, if you slip out, you're getting fucked.
Okay, so let's think about this. Though, what is most scary about hitting jumps on skis? Do you have the speed? Are you gonna make it? Has the wind changed? not necessarily
the trick.
So
Yes.
So if you're hitting a mega ramp indoors, you know after the first time you hit it if you're gonna make it or not.
But the first time is the problem, because I don't know.
But I mean, once you hit it like the first time, follow some other dude in for speed.
I don't think you follow people in on rollerblades on the mega ramp.
You can. People follow people in. Have you not seen? You've been to Nitrous.
Yeah. I've seen it. I guess they do follow people in.
Trained to like triple backflip.
Yeah.
Just follow somebody in, get the speed dialed, don't wash out in the tranny, and you're golden. Just launching your meat.
It's a good plan. I've been skiing a lot of pipe since I was in Calgary lately, and you'd be proud of my pipe abilities now. I got switch cork 7s in the pipe. I got both way cork 10s. I got road 7s, flares both ways, obviously, with grabs and everything. And it's getting quite good, honestly. I might be a pipe champ. Maybe I'll take it to rollerblades. But
when's the doubles coming out?
The doubles are coming out soon. I did after doing the dub 10s on the shark fin. I think I could do give me a month of skiing pipe and I could do both way dub 10s easy. But I just have to get used to going big enough and whatnot. Anyways, Noah's filming me. I asked him to send me the video and I'll send it to you. It's hilarious. It was last lap of the day. Super slushy, no speed. I was tired as hell, and I dropped in switch to do a switch road sev, and the wind was just gusting the opposite way against the wall, not to blow me.
So you pushed you in or out from the wall?
Out from the wall, so to deck. And I did a switch, road 5, dub tip catch, belly slam on the deck, flop right to Scorpion down, and penguin slide the whole middle of the pipe, the whole of her. I
remember I was in Colorado. We were training, and Saxon got wind of the Rev Tour. They had back-to-back pipe stops.
Yeah, because you used to ski pipe, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really know how to ski pipe, though. This is before I knew how to do corks and stuff in the pipe at all. A. B, the only pipe I'd ever ridden was the Louis pipe, which is not 18 feet.
A normal pipe,
And I roll into the Copper Mountain Super Pipe, which is aggressive. And I hadn't skied pipe, let alone in 6 to 8 months.
Yeah.
And Saxon's like, oh, this would be a good idea. And he sends me with Jeremy Cooper, and I'm taking this bus with Taylor Wilson from Breck to Copper every day, or I was getting a ride with Jeremy Cooper, one of the other. And I'm in so far over my head, and I drop in. I'm I used to be good at doing I could always do big straight airs. I wasn't afraid to go big in the pipe if I was doing a straight air.
Yeah,
it was fine. First hit. After the first hit, I was not good enough at this point to hold my line properly to carry speed. Anyway, I did not pop right. I probably only went 6 to 10 feet out. Caught the lip, jumped right to the bottom, landed in the tranny on my stomach, and my poles were under my hips, dislocated both my thumbs with my fucking pole straps. Fast forward 2 days of training later, I was doing straight air to alley-oop 5 to 5 to right 5 to 7 was my run.
Pretty lit.
And we roll up to day one of the Rev Tour, and I go and I do my straight air. I do alley-oop 5. Bamboo poles. There's one that's sticking out of the pipe, and I almost hit it. Got slightly distracted, went up the wall, plopped too early. Sometimes with wind or something, you go to the pipe. No, I couldn't even never jump. I was 5 to 6 feet onto the wall. I was nowhere near. Landed on the Crest White Strips sponsor banner, lost my ski, slid, and then fell back into the wall with only one ski, no poles. And I'm it was the most embarrassing sort of contest fluke of mine.
For sure.
44.
Dude,
then I got 42nd the other time.
But 42nd's pretty good.
Not qualified for that.
Dude, I did that this time. I did a left cork 9 and it was or right cork 9, and it was that same day that the wind was blowing on the deck. But for the right, it blew me to the bottom, and I landed straight in the tranny on a right cork 9, and landed with my poles this, just arms down, snapped. One of my poles was just a U. I just went, just one of them just went into a U.
It's gnarly. If you don't catch the wall, oh my gosh.
Dude, I have to say pipe is the gnarliest aspect of freestyle skiing.
Oh yeah.
It's
ridiculous. It's losing a lot of popularity because you no longer can do both. It used to be you could kind of do both, Yeah. You'd roll up, you'd compete in slope, you'd compete in pipe.
Now they're both at a level where you can't
have enough time to kind of compete in pipe and slope.
Yeah, it's funny that they're both now at a level that you can't. The only person doing it nowadays is kind of Gus Kenworthy and Eileen Gu, But like,
Yeah.
it's crazy to think that, and then I am thinking I can do MMA and skiing, and they're not even the same sport, let alone discipline. But yeah,
Yeah.
crazy stuff. What else have you been up to lately, big boy?
Like, literally nothing. Like I said, I've just been trying to get all of my stuff figured out. Like, I'm trying to book my EMR license right now, which is complicated.
Have you decided
I have
what
no idea how to do it.
what you're gonna do for work? Are you waiting for the back pay from EI?
I'm waiting on that so that I can do a couple other things. I'm looking for a job at the moment.
And we can
I'm
do this
trying to,
stuff because we get.
wing some-
Are you gonna get something before we go on the West Coast Trail or after? Like after
I don't know. It kind of depends. I just also realized I may have booked my... When's the West Coast Trail?
16th June. Did you just book it on the 16th? It's 6 days, right? So 16th to the 22nd.
Shit, I'm going to have to rebook my thing.
Come on. Dude, I got my phone fixed. I was telling you that. Brand new screen on it. And I looked at it, and it's in a U. It's bent. It's got a little curve.
You bent it already?
Yeah, within a day. Big L.
Yeah, that's not great.
Mm-hmm. Dude, did I tell you how I ripped out my heel piece, too, on my ski?
No. Oh, yeah, you told me about it.
I went switch tails on this, like, whoop, like, we're going to call it a mustache rail. I was like,
good news. I rebooked it right now.
Nice.
Sorry to interrupt. I have rebooked it.
Excellent sauce. But yeah, no, I split it and I like hopped, like, because it was like, it's got the ridges on it. I did not want to catch that in the nuts. So I like hopped and like one of my skis hit the inside metal framing pole and just blew my heel piece out. And I just went head over heels. Yeah. And
I remember I was at Calgary for like I think it was a NORAM actually, and it was not good weather. Like, I did not bad. I think I missed pipe finals by like one spot. That's when I was doing cork nines in the super pipe. I was firing on Calgary on all cylinders. I have a video somewhere, Saxton videoed on the dad cam with my run, and I went to do like a 540 at the bottom.
Yeah.
It absolutely hooked my inside, like, down the pipe edge, and just whopped like a fat, like, cork 3 set, cork 7. And almost died. And it's just one of the more funny things that happened. But, yeah, I miss those days of pipe skiing for sure.
Dude, Calgary, when I was there, like, the last couple of days was really, really sus.
Yeah.
There was, like, no snow left. Like, you're skiing and there's, like, rocks and shit. And, like, you hit a rail and it falls out of the ground. And, like, dude, the very last day, like, we didn't do much because it was, like, really, really bad. There was, like, just dirt and rocks everywhere. But there was literally, like, chunks, like, a foot wide out of the missing from the jump takeoff. And it was, like, it was pretty busted. But it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's got to be nice to at least be skiing. Are they still going to build a jump at Sunshine? Or?
Yeah, they're doing a full rebuild for the national team. I'm hoping to go ski there and get on with that, but we'll see what happens. Other than that, yeah, I'm going to be here skiing. I got to see my grandpa. I haven't seen in a while. You know him?
Yeah, nice. That's good. You go see him.
Yeah, he was up in Calgary. Oh, dude. So, okay, so at the hotel, right? There's this old lady, like my grandpa and my sister and my grandpa and his wife saw it. I just missed it because I left like 10 minutes earlier, but I left and there's this really grumpy looking old lady with her little pug, with like her pug dog sitting on the bench outside, and I like walked past and like she like gave me a weird like a mean look for some reason. So I was like, you know what, fuck you. Like I didn't do anything. I just smiled at you, said like waved. She gave me a shitty look. I was like, anyways, go in my car, get back, and then the next day they tell me like they went outside to drive Megan home because they had to take Megan back to her place, and this old lady got pulled by her dog, fell over, cracked her head off the cement, was bleeding everywhere. Like there's a pool of blood around where her head was, and there's there's another dude like helping him, and then they try to help her, and she's like, fuck off, I don't want any help. And they're like, no, like you're like it's pretty bad, like you're bleeding. Like she hit her head and definitely had like a bad concussion. And he's like, I'm gonna call the ambulance. She's like, don't you dare fucking call the ambulance. If you call the ambulance, I'm gonna beat your ass. And like, so they took. So
why
the guy,
is she so against it?
I don't know. So the guy took her up to her hotel room, and she's still bleeding from her head. And then eventually, like, they called the ambulance, just like without like just they had to like they just did it. But like, holy shit, she got on the ambulance. And then the next day, I went.
Point. parent, you just have to kind of do that.
Dude, the next day I went back to go get breakfast with him. I can still see like the bloodstains in the parking lot. I mean, I'm sure she was fine, but she cracked her head, and she was like 70. I'm like, Jesus.
That's really good.
You gotta keep yourself. You gotta keep yourself safe, man. And I also canceled that editing subscription too.
Yeah, because they were not really helping, were they?
They were helping. They got a little better at it, but it's not exactly what I need, and it's too much money for me. I can spend it on buying a dirt bike and go doing dumb shit with you, or a bike.
There you go.
What do I buy? A bike or a dirt bike?
I don't know, man. Like, I'm liking the biking right now. It's totally different. Like, the downhill biking and motocross are very transferable skills. Like, yeah. I learned a lot. I got my jumping a lot better last summer with my dirt bike, and it's very transferable to mountain biking. The only thing I'm always remembering is on a dirt bike, if you drop the front, I mean, you can still kind of save it by cracking on the gas, unless you're like totally hopeless and nosediving. With this, if you start to nosedive, there's no really bringing it back. You can always bring the front end down the same. You touch the brakes,
but you're kind of hooped, yeah.
But I like it. Like, the bike is light. I can actually do some nice whips. I'll send you a video of my like trail top to bottom I did at Thornhill. It was pretty fun.
You know how we were talking about getting?
Yeah, no, I don't know.
You know how we were talking about getting horses?
Sorry?
You know how we were talking about getting horses and like ripping the horse trails like dirt bikes almost, but with horses instead of like. Yeah. Oh man, because there's these walking trails near Pat's house that you can also ride horses down. So we were like, we should get horses and just barrel down these at like 40 kilometers an hour on our horses and just like scare people, which would be super sick. But I was thinking we should get, like, when we get a mansion or something, right, or the compound, we should get miniature horses and tie them up outside our bed, and then take our miniature horses from our bedroom to the kitchen and to the living room and stuff. And like, you know how like people have like what are those little things that you stand on and rip around the house? The two-wheel things, the Segways, kind of like
little hoverboard things.
Yeah, like a hoverboard, but instead of using a hoverboard, we use a miniature horse to get around your house. We just put carpets down for the feet, and we can just miniature horse around your house. And we'd have to hire like somebody like Megan to come clean up all the horse poop. We could just miniature horse around there.
Megan can come.
Dude, we could be on our miniature horse cooking eggs in the morning. We could just be sitting there beside the stove on our miniature horse just cooking eggs. And like they can handle, like, a miniature horse could handle you or me. And then we don't need to bomb around. Like, we could take our miniature horse out to our dirt bike, go hit the dirt bike, take the dirt bike out to the next miniature horse, just horse to dirt bike to trampoline to horse to dirt bike.
Is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, I'm at a loss for topics in this podcast, bud. We're gonna have to next podcast. This is a super last minute podcast. We like try to get one out for Tuesday. Yeah, we'll have topics, and also there's not a whole lot going on topic wise, but we'll have topics coming out for the next couple ones, and I got some big guests lined up actually. Mac Forehand, Eileen Goo, who else? I got a couple other people lined up for this podcast as well, so nice. We'll get all those guys on eventually, and then we'll have me and Pat, and we'll come up with some actual topics when we come here next time instead of just talking and catching up. But I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast episode, and I'll see you on the next one. Deuces. Yeah. Say bye, Patty.
Bye-bye.
Think I can deep throw this whole mic? No, it's definitely too big.
Probably not.
No, probably not. Alright, deuces. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the podcast. It was, like I said earlier on in the beginning, made with love. Again, in the laundromat, recording the outro, same as the intro. But yeah, thank you for listening, guys. If you haven't done so already and you want to be entered in the giveaway, leave a rating, leave a comment down below. Whatever you want, whatever rating you want, whatever comment you want. Obviously, the higher the rating, the more kisses I'm going to give you. But again, up to you. Big shout out to our sponsors, Corbett, Snow, and Vertica. They've helped me all year long. And the action sports community, the ASC, starting big things over there. If you guys want to check out what we're doing in the Facebook group, the link is in the description on this podcast. But yeah, other than that, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Every Tuesday, we come out with an episode of the podcast live. But it's not live, but it's live. So yeah, see you guys, and Knox.